tonight's live Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to say hi. We would love to hear from you. And let me pull up my chat. And we're going to get started. Craig, first comment. Who would have guessed it? Good evening, Chad, and to all of the crew working tonight at Coletco. Today's shout out goes to Doug for shipping out last week's order that I received today. Everything arrived in perfect condition. Thanks again, Craig. Thank you, Craig. I think Doug is here. I seen his vehicle when I pulled up. I've been here about 10 minutes. Almost pulled like a, well, I'll just say I stayed up way too late. I got in here and there's just always so much stuff to do. I guess. And Doug's been battling technical difficulty. Yeah, Square has been problematic for us. I think their servers sometimes get overwhelmed. It's a pretty big. Yeah, and we've had internet problems here. There's been a couple times where I've seen people comment about Spectrum internet being out or whatnot, and which is who we use here locally. So when internet goes out, we can't do anything, as y'all well know. So, all right, I'll let a few more people get on. We'll start off tonight with a crate of new vinyl arrivals. I got a couple good announcements for pre-orders and stuff that I found that's coming out. We've also had some great records we've bought this week, and we've also got a couple shipments in of new vinyl I'm going to show tonight, and we also got a couple of shipments that got delayed, so we don't have all of our new vinyl in for this week. So I'm probably going to try to let y'all know as fast as I can what came in this week on new vinyl, because there may be some stuff you claimed in the group that may not be on your invoice this week, which some of y'all may like. But that also means make sure you know that it'll be on there next week. So we'll get to that in just a second. First thing, let's go ahead and start showing records. Joseph De La Cruz, yeah, I will put up the Aerosmith pretty quick. I know you've been waiting on it. I think a lot of people's been waiting on it. Have y'all seen what that record's going for? Oh my gosh. There's two active on eBay. One's 500 and one's 600. We're not going to start it anywhere close to that. But just so you know, this Aerosmith is not a cheap record. But yes, I'll auction that off. Joseph said he's got a concert. He's been asking about this for about 2 weeks. I'll start this, remind me, at 7:45. That's when I'll put this up officially for auction, 7:45. That's a rare record. Pricey one, too. All right, let's get started. First crate we have here is a restock. This comes from a different distributor. That's why I have another one of them. This is Rush Clockwork Angels. But as of right now, this is the only one we have, because I went ahead and made the decision last night. The other one that came in, I'm going to keep. That's why I reordered a lot of this Rush stuff. A lot of these Rush box sets is because the last time they came in, I didn't keep any of them. And guess what? They all sold out, and I was worried they'd never come back in print. So when I seen that some of them were back in stock, I went ahead and kept me a Rush Clockwork Angels. I've kept me a Rush in Rio, and I've kept me a Rush Time Machine. So if you want to keep you one, these are 5 LP box set, Rush Clockwork Angels, and they are $149.99. 10th anniversary, a lot of that stuff of the Clockwork Angels going around. And then there's Rush Time Machine Live in Cleveland, which is $99.99. Rush Live in Cleveland. That is a 4 LP set. So 4 LP, that's $99.99, and then the Rush Clockwork Angels is $149.99. I've seen someone get on earlier and asked how you buy. The only thing you have to do is comment what you want. So if you want to buy something, you just comment Led Zeppelin, and it's yours as long as you're first. And sometimes if there's multiple people, then it'll be either, if I have multiples, we'll go down from there, or sometimes I may only have one and you may miss out. Led Zeppelin, How the West Was Won. So I realized we had sold out of these. This is the Super Deluxe. So there's one that just has 4 LPs with vinyl. Those are all out of stock. And then they make this one, which has the CDs, the DVDs, etc. It's $179.99. If you end up buying something, we will send you an invoice on Monday. You'll have to message our page, But if you buy something, I'll recognize that you're a new buyer, and I'll give you instructions. But we use Square, and we invoice on Mondays because we sell all week, and we combine everything together. It's a week-to-week thing, and you pay through in Square. You can pay with any credit, debit card, gift card. You can somehow finagle it and pay with your PayPal. There's a way to do that. So, okay, Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland, $28.99. Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. All analog remaster from the original 2-track master tapes by Jimi's original engineer. Complete original artwork, 8-page LP size booklet with rare photos and liner notes. Electric Ladyland is $28.99. I also realized we were out of stock of Pink Floyd The Wall. Pink Floyd The Wall is $49.99. I wish I had got more of these, but I only have 2 that came in this shipment, and I think they're all gone again. So I have plenty copies of Animals, plenty of copies of Dark Side of the Moon, plenty of copies of Wish You Were Here, and I've only got these 2 copies of The Wall right now. This one sells really good in the store because everyone's always looking for it, and even though it sold 10 billion copies worldwide, you just can't seem to find them anywhere. Pink Floyd The Wall, $49.99. Dakota and Paul Brothers wants a Jimi Hendrix. This is all analog, and it's amazing. As y'all well know, Jimi's catalog is very affordable. I've listened to all these. They sound fantastic. No problems here. When you open these, they're already in an anti-static. It's a gatefold. It comes with a book for $28.99. These are a no-brainer. Jimi Hendrix. There's 3 sold: Dakota, Paul, and Sherry Darnell. By the way, we got some killer vintage stuff. We had a couple collections we picked up, and we had I pulled out some stuff last night that I'm going to do $1 start auctions. Kiss, UFO, Cinderella, some Japanese stuff. So a lot of auctions tonight since we basically didn't do any last night. A lot of dollar start auctions tonight. Speaking of Pink Floyd, A Saucer Full of Secrets. This is the Mono Remaster, $31.99. A Saucer Full of Secrets, Mono Remaster. I've got 2 of those. I realized I was sold out of that too. Luckily, these were still available. $31.99. A Saucer Full of Secrets, Mono Remaster. For those that's been asking, especially Marty Ellis, it looks like I've only got 4 in the crate, so it looks like Tanner has already pulled one for you. This is Motown Collected, one of our best-selling now music on vinyl series. Motown Collected. We have sold a ton of them. If you don't have one, I highly recommend, and probably a lot of other people watching will do the same. This is a 2 LP Motown Collected, which is a Motown's greatest hits, and of course the label is Music on Vinyl. Probably we have stocked and sold more music on vinyl titles than any other label. These are $44.99. It's 2 LP, and it's a compilation of all of the Motown's greatest songs. And Ed just said he entered Marty Ellis's into the system. We've got 4 left. When we sold out of this, I wasn't planning on restocking it because I'd sold so many, but people keep asking for it. They keep asking for it. So I went ahead and grabbed a few more because they're getting very low with my main distributor. There's not many of these left. $44.99. Elvis Costello Spike. Elvis Costello Spike, and this is a 2 LP music on vinyl, also limited and numbered. And I think Kevin's collection had a copy of Spike in it, but this is not an album we get in very often. It's on green vinyl, limited and numbered 2500. This is number 933. When did this originally come out? 1989. That's why you don't see it too often. Spike is $48.99. Music on vinyl, Spike. It is limited and numbered green vinyl. We have 2 of those on hand for all of you Costello collectors. And here's the other super popular, extremely popular collected series compilation from Music on Vinyl, Hip Hop Collected. And just like the Motown stuff, been one of our best sellers. This is limited and numbered, also on colored vinyl. 1 LP is red, 1 LP is white. They made 5,000 of them. These are also numbered on the back. This is number 1364 of 5,000, Hip Hop Collected, which includes artists like LL Cool J, Eric B. and Rakim, Run DMC, Nas, Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, Ice-T, hip-hop stuff. $44.99 on that one. Walt Cruz wants a Spike, Elvis Costello. We have 1 of those left. And back here, I was talking about Pink Floyd restocks. Here's an absolute essential because it's a dynamite-sounding record. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, $34.99. That is this the UK or US? I believe this is the U.S. version, which they both sound the same, but you've heard me talk many times. Pink Floyd, these reissues, they sound phenomenal. That is $34.99. Wish You Were Here. So, Wish You Were Here. Got a couple copies of that. We also have an entire shelf full of them in the back. Hip Hop Collected is $44.99. Spike, Elvis Costello is $48.99. And Motown Collected. Motown Collected is $44.99. Paul Brothers wants a Wish You Were Here. And don't think I just have one of those left. I've got plenty. But also these Pink Floyd records like The Wall. We used to have a bunch of copies of The Wall too. They slowly dwindle down and they sneak up on me. Then they're all gone. And I think y'all remember around Christmas time when we were trying to get these, they were selling like $70, $80 on eBay. It was kind of crazy, but it was the only way you could get it. It was the only way you can get it. Yvette Vergara wants Elvis Costello Spike. If anybody else wants these, I will probably only order this one now upon request. And there wasn't many left, so please let me know if you want one of those. You missed Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland 2LP, $28.99. Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland 2LP, $28.99. I've got 2 of those left in here and more in the back. Pink Floyd Saucer Full of Secrets is $31.99. There's Pink Floyd The Wall, $49.99, and then the rest is box sets. How the West Was Won, $179. Rush Cleveland, $99.99, and Rush Clockwork Angels, $149. $149. Okay, let me show this as well. Do we have the official list for that? We do. So Motown Collected, Marty Ellis got one. I haven't shown all the new vinyl yet, but just so you know, Walt Cruz, your copy of Delight came in. Tillman, your copy of Metallica came in, City of Brotherly Love. And then Tool Lollapalooza, I'd had 5 back ordered, which those got delivered. So Kevin Jordan, Joe Frias, Kyle Gregory, Jonathan Bodine, and White Akins, you got your Tool Lollapalooza. Scott Snee and John Matthews, yours will be in the first of the week, so you will not see that on this week's invoice. Same thing with the Queen box set. I'm going to go ahead and show these just to see if anybody, I'm going to have one extra on Monday, but on this week's invoice, the only person that will have one is Tillman Smoot. Paul, Tim Smith, and Tracy Miller, y'all's won't be billed until next week, unless for some reason UPS delivers tomorrow, which they won't. Queen, this is the Platinum Collection, which is Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. It's 51 songs, 6 LPs, all on different colored vinyl. So 6 LPs, all on different colored vinyl, and a 24-page book. That is $199.99. I have sold 4 of them. I have one more on the way. And if anybody else wants one, this is the first time I've actually shown it live, Queen, the Platinum Collection. So their greatest hits, U.S. pressings, here we go, here's a better representation. Their greatest hits in the U.S. and Volumes 1 and 2, those hadn't been in stock for several months now, and it's because they were printing this, and then they announced it, and it all made more sense. Queen's Greatest Hits Volume 3, I don't think has ever been reissued. So it's kind of the only way you can get that. And see, it's on yellow, blue, and purple, and red, and pink, and green colored vinyl. 51 songs. That's the Queen's Essentials. I'm going to have one more left on Monday. So if you want this, if you want that one, it's yours, $199.99. And it looks like Brian wants a Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here. So that one I just had in my hand is Tillman's. It will be billed to you, Tillman, and then everybody else, y'all's will be in next week. So we had a ton of supplies delivered today, mailers, whiplash mailers, I think pads, and UPS cut us off again. We order way too much. They cut us off, so that's okay. I'm going to try to get a hold of them and be like, hey, how can we get in? How can we get it? Even if we have to go pick it up, that's okay, because we have to have some of this vinyl. Everybody's waiting on it. Okay, first Creative Vintage. If you're hopping on tonight, congratulations, because you're going to see some killer stuff. I think, so in the store, like y'all have heard me say before, just like any shop, people walk in, they're like, hey, do y'all buy records? And that happened again today. Somebody walked in, and my mom and John, they bought a couple hundred albums. And there's some really good stuff. So that's what happened, and that's what we're going to show. So you never know. Like the Rick Harrison says on Pawn Stars, you never know what's going to walk through that door next. This is a new release from the Rolling Stones, Paul. This is the Rolling Stones singles box set. I have one left, 1963 to 1966, 7-inch singles box set, which is 18 singles, and that is $189.99. 18 7-inch singles, original packaging. They all have different picture sleeves on them, and it's all their early hits, and that's what it looks like. Very cool set. Very cool set. To compile all those originals would be quite costly. Probably after you buy about 4 of them, you're going to probably be at $200 if you buy them in near mint condition. $189.99 for that set. All right, let's go through this bin of vintage. I said 7:45. I'm going to put up these first 2 auctions, so that gives me time to show about 10 records very in depth. First record should be an instant seller because it's a near mint copy. By the way, this collection that came in, it was all very well taken care of. This is $24.99. It's a near mint copy of Heart Dreamboat Annie. Very well taken care of stuff. $24.99. So is Julie Williams a better record pick? Julie gets lucky. Julie gets lucky. She has stuff stuff brought right in the front door, and I have to drive all over the country. She buys some of the best records as people walking through the door. So, but word gets out pretty locally that we buy records, and then we probably pay more than just about any other place. So we pay really good prices. So Shane McKinney on Heart. This is beautiful. That's a great album too. The Nashville Speedway. We can be at the Nashville Speedway from 30 minutes? Yeah, we're 30 minutes or less. Yeah, we can be in, it depends on what time. If I want to go to Nashville at, probably 20 minutes. Jeff's probably right. We can be in downtown Nashville in 30 minutes if traffic is okay. Jerry Jeff Walker, Cal Jazz. Is that what that says? Cal Jazz. Jerry Jeff Walker, 1999. Jerry Jeff Walker. David Allan Coe, Rides Again. We got some pretty sweet David Allan Coe stuff. $34.99 on David Allan Coe, Rides Again. Now, I don't think all of this is from that collection we just bought today, but a lot of it is. David Allan Coe. Some of it's from Kevin's collection. Some of it's from that stuff we bought the other day. I know y'all can't keep up because I can't keep up. Bob Seger is $29.99, Stranger in Town. We had a copy of this last night in shrink wrap, but it didn't have the hype sticker on it. Old Time Rock and Roll, still the same. They leave off Hollywood Nights. Oh, there it is. No, Hollywood Nights. I was about to say, I think that's my favorite song by him. $29.99. $29.99. Ron Phillips, You Were Second on Heart. And we have ZZ Top, Diguelo. Diguelo, $34.99. These are actually still available on new pressings. We just sold so many, I hadn't restocked it. This is an OG, very clean too. ZZ Top Diguelo, $34.99. And we have George Jones and Johnny Paycheck, Double Trouble. There's Double Trouble, George and Johnny, $9.99. Stephen Bender on Bob Seger. Stephen, you almost bought one of those last night. That's a good one right there. Got the cool hype sticker on it. That's sold to Stephen Bender. Okay, it's time to put these up for auction. I've made a big deal about the time because there's been a couple people waiting on this. I am right on time, yes. Taylor Black wants George Jones. Stephen Bender got Bob Seger. I'll go ahead and start these first 2 auctions. This is from Kevin's collection, and me and Ed, mostly Ed, has been trying to decipher this autograph. It's not Stephen, it's not Joe Perry, it's not Steven Tyler. Kevin told me it's the keyboard player, which I don't think it's like the keyboard player that played on the album. I think it's a keyboard player that toured with them. And Ed, what did you think his name was? Buck Johnson. That's who we think signed this. So not a superstar, not an original Aerosmith member. But Kevin got this. I think he had like a backstage. You should see all the concerts Kevin's been to. That's how he got a lot of this 90s stuff and got a lot of it signed. But this is a pretty pricey record. John has graded it VG+, and I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at the vinyl right now for the first time. So let's see what's up with it. Yeah, I see a couple scuffs here. You know, looks like maybe needle drop. This side here looks pretty clean, which is, I guess, side 2. But this is a USOG. I'm pretty sure it's never been reissued. I'm almost positive because when I was discogsing it on the way down here, going down the interstate, there was only 2 things, and it's a 90. What year did this come out? There's a 2001 US and a 2001 Europe, and that's pretty much it. This is a $300 start. Now, if you shop a lot on eBay, which I hope you don't, I hope you shop just exclusively with me. There's one on eBay for $499.95 and one on eBay for $599.99. And also the ones on Discogs, I think, start at $400, and it was also a VG Plus, and then they go up from there. So, Aerosmith just pushed play. What did I just say? 300? Is that what I just said? I think I did. $300 start. We have it stickered for more than that, FYI. It is a VG Plus, so probably when you listen to this, it's going to have some light noise. Tough record to find. 2001 OG of that, Aerosmith. That's $300. Okay, Paul Brothers, you get ZZ Top, and that only leaves David Allan Coe and Jerry Jeff Walker in the crate here. And this was a trade-in from earlier this week. We've had it laying in the back. This is a copy of Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. I think this is a U.S. OG. Let me look for all the proper club markings. I don't see any club markings. This is pretty well loved. No fillable marks, but this has been played pretty good. So it's a VG. It's going to have some noise when you listen to it. It has the original inner sleeve. I'm trying to pull it out here. Yeah, there's the original inner sleeve. $15 start on this. $15 start on Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. So Iron Maiden's a $15 start. USOG, inner sleeve, VG copy, and Aerosmith back there is a $300 start. I did. Jerry Jeff Walker, Cow Jazz. Jerry Jeff Walker, Cow Jazz is $19.99. Let's keep rolling with this crate. Green River, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Green River is $34.99. Green River is $34.99. OG Blue Fantasy label, Green River. We've got Banded Together. That is $19.99. Banded Together is Johnny Paycheck, Charlie Daniels, David Allan Coe, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Bobby Bear, and George Jones. I've never seen that before. It's just a comp. They're not actually all playing together. It's a comp on Epic. It's songs by all those artists. $19.99. Sherry Darnell wants CCR. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Fox Bond YouTube takes the Banded. Is that Sean? Let me know who that is. I think we've had that. Name on there before. Fox, let me know. I think that might be Sean Foxbower, though. You get the Banded, and Sherry Darnell wants CCR. Brandon Sanders is at $300 on Aerosmith. Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden current bid is, somebody was in first at 25. Marty Ellis. Marty Ellis was in first at 25. Eddie McKenna, you were second. Eddie's back in at 35. That's Sean Foxbower. Okay, thank you, Sean. You got Banded, and Luke Mitchell, you were second. Johnny Paycheck's Biggest Hits, $19.99. I've never seen this either. Take this. I was making sure it had Take This Job and Shove It. It does. $19.99. Johnny Paycheck's Biggest Hits. Charlie Daniels Band, Windows. That's in shrink wrap, $24.99. And Johnny Paycheck, Mr. Hag, Told My Story. Johnny is $19.99. Got some interesting Johnny Paycheck albums. ZZ Top, Afterburner, $24.99. ZZ Top Afterburner. That looks extremely nice. And The Who Live at Leeds. It has 11 documents with it, which I think may be complete. The Who Live at Leeds. If you've never seen this before, this is The Who Live at Leeds. It's a gatefold, and it has all these kind of replica documents, contracts. There's their EMI records, My Generation lyrics, kind of a photo insert of Pete Townsend. That looks like it, Isle of Wight, contract, photos, stuff like that. I think it came with a poster. I don't see that in there. I don't know how much originally came with that. But that's The Who, Live at Leeds. It's $34.99. Looks like the label and everything, it appears to be OG, especially with the documents. So, okay. Eddie McKenna was at 35 on Iron Maiden. Then Joe Willinger's at 36. Sean Foxbower wants both of the Johnny Paychecks. So there's that one, and there's that one. Those are sold to Sean, excuse me. Chris Crowley wants The Who. Chris Crowley gets The Who Live at Leeds. That's sold to Chris. Michael Ling is at $310 on the Aerosmith, and I'm about to go back over those in one more second so everybody knows where we're at. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Chance. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Chance is $14.99. Johnny grew up 25 minutes from where I live. His real name is Johnny Lytle. Wow, Johnny Lytle. Did not know that. I didn't figure his last name was really Paycheck. But you never know. Creedence Gold. Creedence Gold is $26.99. Creedence Clearwater Gold, $26.99. And Mott the Hoople. Mott the Hoople's $19.99. Uh-oh, we got Brandon Sanders and Michael Ling in an Aerosmith battle. The last time they got in a bidding war, we was bidding for about 2.5 hours. And Woods Felix is in. One more time on this one, so everybody knows what's going on. Aerosmith just pushed play. This is a 2001 USOG. It's signed by somebody. We think it's their touring keyboard player. And it has the original inner sleeve, and the vinyl is a VG+. Not a top copy, unfortunately, but the cover is extremely nice, and the vinyl is about a VG+. First one we've ever had of that for sure. That's from Kevin's collection. Iron Maiden is at $40. Joe Willinger says he's out. Here's the Iron Maiden they're bidding on. Eddie McKenna's at $40. This is a VG copy, USOG of Somewhere in Time. Somewhere in Time. And we have Eddie McKenna at $40. Okay, Spyro Gyra Incognito in shrink wrap is $9.99. And Gentle Giant. This Gentle Giant is called Civilian. Gentle Giant Civilian, $19.99. Pablo next. Yeah, Aerosmith, Iron Maiden, and Pablo's on deck. No, but I do have some great stuff. I've got some $1 start auctions I'm going to be showing y'all. Let's see if I can find some of them. UFO, a Led Zeppelin boot, Kraftwerk, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, Ozzy, Scorpion, Cinderella, some Japanese ABBA, another Iron Maiden, and I think there was something else in here. But those are all going to be $1 starts after this one. Here's another Gentle Giant. This one's called Acquiring the Taste. This is one of those UK Vertigo pressings, $59.99. I really can't get to the disc. I promise you, though, it's pristine, and it is on UK Vertigo, $59.99. Gentle Giant, Acquiring the Taste. Michael Ling is at $335 on Aerosmith. Iron Maiden is at $40, and that's going twice, going 3 times. VG copy of Somewhere in Time, going twice, going 3 times. Ron Phillips wants the Spyro. That's sold to Ron Phillips. And Kevin wants GG. That's Gentle Giant. Kevin, let me know if you want Taste or Civilian. Your pick on either one of those. Christine McVie of Fleetwood Mac. Christine is $19.99. That's one of her solo albums. I think technically her second. The Importance of Being Earnest. This has to be Ernest Tubb. Could be Ernest Rogers. It's not. It's Ernest Tubb. On the Stetson label. $9.99. $9.99. Kevin wants the Taste UK Vertigo. That is sold to Kevin Squires. Brandon Sanders is at $350 on Aerosmith. Richard Marks. Richard Marks is $19.99. We also have Linda Ronstadt, Lush Life. Linda Ronstadt, $9.99. Lush Life. Michael Ling, $355 on Aerosmith. Triumph, Thunder 7. Triumph Thunder 7 is $19.99. Gold stamp promo dead center. Linda Ronstadt, hand sewn, $14.99. Hand sewn, Linda Ronstadt. The Encore Golden Hits of the Groups. This is the Platters, which is Golden Hits, $14.99. Kenneth Jank, I've got you for Linda. Let me know if you want hand sewn, which I have a feeling you do. But you also got pick at Lush Life if you want that as well. Olay ELO. I hadn't read the track list off this in a while, and we've had 2 or 3 that hadn't sold. So let me remind you of the track list on Olay ELO. 10538 Overture. Call You Ma. I think I butchered that. Roll Over Beethoven. Here's the ones I'm more familiar with. I know 10538 Overture. That was like their first single. Very good. And then you got Showdown. Ma 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 Bell. Can't Get It Out of My Head. Boy Blue. Evil Woman and Strange Magic. That is $19.99. $19.99. So he wants both. Kenneth takes both of the Ronstadts. And Yvette Vergara takes the Platters. Yvette Vergara. Told y'all we had some good OG stuff. And let's go ahead before a late bid slips in there. It's been up plenty of time. $40 on Iron Maiden. And this is sold to Eddie McKenna. You get the Iron Maiden Somewhere in Time for $40. We are getting close to air horn. We had Wood Felix at $360. Brandon Sanders is $4. And guess what? I took a picture. I didn't post it. Amazon delivered me a brand new air horn. yesterday, I think. It's still in the packaging. Yvette got the platters, and Jimmy Ball gets Electric Light Orchestra, sold to Jimmy Ball. Fleetwood Mac Live. Fleetwood Mac Live is $34.99. We have George Jones, my very special guest. George Jones, my very special guest, $14.99. We have Buster Soundtrack. Buster Soundtrack is $24.99. Gold stamp promo, $24.99 on that. Katy Perry Prism. Where did this come from? $99.99. This has to be out of print. Is this from John's trade-in? Okay. Katy Perry Prism. That is $99.99, and this is a 2013. Michael Ling. So Woods was the last bid, and then Michael Ling was back in at $410. Brandon's at $420. Let me get something else rolling. This should also create a flurry. Let's do, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and put this up first while the auction block is warm. So this has been laying over here in a bin. We've had about 30 people ask for it, and I thought, well, tonight we're going to send it to a new home because we're just going to start this at $1 USD dollar, United States dollar. $1 start. It's not going to sell for that, but you can at least get it started for that. This is a Cinderella Night Songs. Let's take a look at it in depth. Cinderella. I'm pretty sure it is near mint. It is. The only thing on it is a little bit of dust from this inner sleeve. This is a near mint copy, Cinderella Night Songs. I don't believe it's a club either. I believe it's a US OG. Let's take a look at it. Cover, so the vinyls, I'm going to say near mint minus. The cover is about a VG plus, just minor shelf wear. And this is not a club. This is a US OG, a Cinderella Night Songs. $1 start. Very nice. Very, very nice. That's going to a new home. Sherry Darnell was Fleetwood Mac before the feed moves up on me. Sherry Darnell gets the Fleetwood Mac Live. Current bid on Aerosmith is $430. Derek is at $5 on Cinderella. What does club mean? Give me 1 second. I'll explain that. Brandon's at $435 on Aerosmith. Cinderella, 15, 1, 10, and 25. So lots of bids as I expected on that. We'll just let that simmer in the background. Steve Martin, Comedy is Not Pretty, is $14.99. Club definition. So there was a record club where, so there's, I guess the best way to put it is clubs were made different than retail copies. Most people prefer the US OG retail copies that were actually sold in store. A lot of people believe the vinyl was superior quality and sound quality. And just among collectors, most people prefer to have a retail sold in store or a promo copy rather than a club. But if you're familiar with like the Columbia Record Club of the 60s and 70s and 80s, I guess it was around in the 60s. Most popular though in the 70s and 80s, that was a club club pressings where they were pressed at different places, more so away from the original masters. And you know, there's other things too. I can't give you all the ins and outs, but most people prefer OG copies. You look up the value of a lot of things though, and they're pretty close. Just some people that get really, I mean, a lot of in-store shoppers, I've kind of explained that to them, and it just goes over their head. They're like, I just want a copy to listen to. Where can I get one? So, Afro Percussion, Olatunji, Olatunji. I think I just butchered his name, but it's $24.99. It's in shrink wrap. That's probably from that jazz collection. Frank Zappa. This one is called Lumpy Gravy, $49.99. Lumpy Gravy, $49.99. Black Verve label, Lumpy Gravy. And we have Sonny Stitt, Mr. Bojangles. Sonny Stitt, Mr. Bojangles is $19.99. And Les McCann Plays the Hits. Les McCann Plays the Hits, $24.99. Rolling Stones Beggars Banquet. Rolling Stones Beggars Banquet is $39.99. This looks very nice. Gatefold Stones Beggars Banquet, blue London label. That is very nice. That is $39.99. And the last record in this bin was Cirrus Coleman Hawkins, $19.99. $19.99. Okay, let's see here. We have So Cinderella, let's do that first while I'm looking at Aerosmith bids. Michael Ling was at $440 on Aerosmith. Woods is out. Brandon put $450 and Michael Ling's out. Brandon, the ball's officially in your court. Brandon, you're at $450 on Aerosmith. That's the current bid, and let me go over that one more time. And it looks like Debbie Blair is at $32 on Cinderella. So that's our high bids right now. Debbie's at $32 on Cinderella. Brandon's at $450 on Aerosmith. If you're wondering what Aerosmith album is $450, it's this one right here. Aerosmith Just Push Play, which I think was autographed by the touring keyboardist for them on this tour, 2001. It is US, and it's an OG. It's never been reissued, and it has the original inner sleeve with it, VG Plus on the vinyl. Brandon Sanders is at $450. So close to an air horn. So close to an air horn. $450. That's going once, going twice to Brandon. And then Debbie Blair has got the Cinderella right now for $31 or $32. Debbie Blair has this U.S. near mint copy of Cinderella Night Songs. VG Plus on the cover. Cover's nice, but not as nice as the vinyl. So Debbie, you've got that for $32. Also going once, going twice. Quick recap of what's left in this bin. This was a great first bin of vintage to go through. David Allan Coe rides again. David Allan Coe is $34.99. Mark Robinson's at $35 on Cinderella. Yes, the David Bowie Half-Speed Masters have been getting very positive reviews. I've got one left. I probably should keep it, but I'm going to offer it one more time to see if anybody wants me to try to order some more before they're done. David Allan Coe, $34.99. Cal Jazz. Cal Jazz is $19.99. And Charlie Daniels Band Windows is $24.99. And no, Cinderella is not a club pressing. ZZ Top Afterburner. ZZ Top Afterburner is $24.99. Manfred Mann's Earth Band is $14.99. Creedence Gold. This is a greatest hits from Creedence, $26.99. Proud Mary, Down on the Corner, Bad Moon Rising, Heard It Through the Grapevine. It actually has a promo stamp on the back. Midnight Special, Have You Ever Seen the Rain, Born on the Bayou, and Susie Q. George Buchanan on Ziggy Stardust. Let me try to find those, George. Tanner, just jot that down. I've only got one. Here they are, actually. I've only got one of the black vinyl left. And then I've got the picture disc, which is an analog. It's a picture disc, but that is what we're talking about, $29.99. Let me know if you want one. Half-Speed Master 50th anniversary of Ziggy Stardust, $29.99. So that is George Buchanan's. I do have the picture disc. I have 3 of these left. They're $31.99. This is also 50th anniversary. This isn't going to be analog like the Half-Speed Master, but still cool to look at. And of course, it will play. I'm sure it'll sound all right. They're doing a better job of making picture discs now than they did in the 70s. The ones from the 70s are kind of atrocious, some of them. They were more just for buying gimmicks. Okay, let's see. Cinderella, $39.40, $41. Sherry Darnell wants CCR Gold. And Debbie, we just sold it to Sherry. And Dakota wants a Half-Speed Master. So let's go ahead and start a waiting list for those. They're $29.99. Let's cross our fingers and hope we can still get them. When something like that gets popular, they tend to go out of stock pretty quick. But I've ordered a bunch of them. We've already sold a lot this week. But if anybody wants the picture disc, let me know. I've got 3 of those left. Mata Hoople is $19.99. Gentle Giant, this is the only one left in the bin. That's $19.99. Civilian. Christine McVie. Christine McVie was $19.99. We have Ernest Tubb, The Importance of Being Earnest, $9.99. Richard Marx. Richard Marx is $19.99. Triumph. Thunder 7 is $19.99. George Jones, my very special guest, is $14.99. And Buster. Buster is $24.99. Buster soundtrack. Katy Perry, Prism. Katy Perry Prism is $99.99. Katy Perry. We have Steve Martin, Comedy Is Not Pretty. That is $14.99. Mark Robinson's at, so we got Dakota on the Bowie Half-Speed Master. Mark Robinson's at $45 on Cinderella. Also put Richard Allen on that Ziggy waiting list. Chris Kirkley wants the Richard Marx. I was waiting for somebody to buy that. And Marty Ellis wants the Triumph, Thunder 7. That's a nice copy of that. Scott Snee is the 3rd name, maybe the 4th on that Bowie. Go ahead and write down Chad Williams too, because I want one. I'm kind of kicking myself I didn't keep one already so I could listen to it. That's okay. Mark Robinson's at 40, or excuse me, Jimmy Ball is at 47 on Cinderella. Mark Robinson's out. All right, let's go ahead and pull the trigger on probably the big dog for tonight. 2001 OG Aerosmith, Just Push Play, going to Mr. Brandon Sanders. We'll be shipping that down to what he called God's country to me yesterday, Florida. I was like, God's country? What? That's Tennessee. Cinderella, $47 to Jimmy Ball, and that's up for bid. This is a near mint vinyl, VG Plus cover, US OG on that. Brandon has quite the collection. Actually, when he was moving, he lived right down the road for several years. We got to know him, friends, customers, just like a lot of y'all. Brandon actually helped us here some. Then he decides he's going to pack up and move to Florida, broke all of our hearts, and before he left, he was thinking about selling his collection. I went and looked at it. Brandon has an amazing collection. He just kind of buys rare stuff, as you can see. He's always asking to see the high-end bin. We were pretty close on price, but it's kind of tough to buy high-end collections because most people have a lot of high-end money tied up in them. And for me, they're not difficult to sell by no means, but when you start paying, it's difficult. So I like collections where it's kind of diverse. People's got dollar records and they've got $1,000 records, but you walk into a collection, it's nothing but $100 and up records. It's like, gosh, this is hard to buy. Afro Percussion is $24.99. Frank Zappa, Lumpy Gravy, is $49.99. And Sonny Stitt, Mr. Bojangles, is $19.99. And Les McCann is $24.99. I told him he shouldn't sell his collection either. I was like, man, you sell your collection, you're going to regret it. But I know how it is moving records. It's a pain. So he was just going to go start over. Rolling Stones, Beggars Banquet. Rolling Stones, Beggars Banquet, $39.99. And Cirrus Coleman Hawkins, $19.99. I was too cheap. Yeah, that's what you kept telling me. So I was like, I'm too cheap. I think you're too high. That's usually how negotiations get started. Somebody says they're too cheap. Somebody says they're too high. All right, Jimmy Ball's at 47 on Cinderella. Cinderella is going once, going twice. Cinderella night songs. Going once, going twice to Jimmy Ball. $47 is the bid. Let's go through a bin of new vinyl arrivals for tonight. Tracks on Afro Percussion. You being serious? I don't know if it even has tracks. I don't think it does. Mass Dance, Zungo, Ajua, Esquiumbuka Wawa, Jelly Weenie, Jolly Massa, and Philistine. Yeah, he just wanted me to butcher that. So, yeah, moving. I have a lot of people who have sold me their collections. I'm talking about people who are recent customers of mine. They sell me their collection just because they're moving. And I'm like, gosh. I was like, I hope you don't stop buying from me. And they're like, no, I'm going to sell and then just restart. And I'm like, okay. So, okay, here's another Pink Floyd restock for this week. $34.99. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon is $34.99. That's the current in-print remaster. $34.99. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Brandon's having him a big laugh right now. Okay, audiophile people. I haven't ever had this before. This is the analog productions of Stevie Ray Vaughan's In Step. Analog productions of Stevie Ray Vaughan's In Step. QRP pressing. These are $48.99. $48.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan In Step. That is the analog productions. And later tonight, I'm probably going to bring back out the music on vinyl because I found them back there on the back shelf the other night, and I hadn't shown them in a long time. But this is a superior pressing. It's $48.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan In Step. I have two of them. QRP. That's the excellent sound quality. God's Country's Alabama. Roll Tide. Oh my gosh. You're going to start a war in the comments. Zach Biley wants a Stevie Ray Vaughan. So does Zach. I've got one left. In Step. Very good stuff there. Stone Sour. Okay, here's what I'm going to do on this one. Stone Sour, I'm technically going to put on sale, even though it's a brand new arrival, because we have some over here that are marked more because they came from a different source. These came from a new distributor that had them on sale, and so I'm going to put them on sale. Stone Sour, which is music on vinyl, is this 1 or 2 LP? I think it's a single LP gatefold, and this is $39.99. Some of them retail for $41, some of them retail for $44, and then we have some more Stone Sours that are marked $48.99. These are $39.99. It is Stone Sour self-titled, music on vinyl. Tonight only, $39.99. I've got one in here, and then over here behind me, I've got about 7 more. Ron Phillips wants a Pink Floyd. Ron Phillips wants a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. By the way, Dark Side of the Moon is approaching 50 years old next year. We have a feeling they're going to release something massive for this album. I mean, it's Dark Side of the Moon. So I keep thinking that these are going to be pulled off out of print before long. They will eventually do that. They'll pull this out of print whenever they start making the gigantic box set. I'm assuming that's what they're doing. If they don't, they're really missing out. As popular as this album is and as popular as vinyl is, if Pink Floyd don't put out some massive box set for Dark Side of the Moon, they're missing out. But right now, this is the only thing in print, and it sounds really good. Ron Phillips, that's so to you, is Stevie Ray Vaughan 45 RPM. Let's see, I think it usually says back here. I want to think, it should be, I think all these are. But don't hold me to that. I don't know. We might have to scan the SKU right quick. But don't hold me to that. Hand that off, Ed. If you have a second, can you scan that and see if it's 45 RPM? Luke, I will check, and then if you want it, it's yours. If not, Paul Brothers wants it. And Brian Hummel wants Dark Side of the Moon. That's so to Brian. I have plenty more of these if anybody else wants one. And then Stone Sour, like I said, on sale, $39.99. Metallica, Master of Puppets is $29.99. Metallica, Master of Puppets is $29.99. The Black Crowes, this is a Record Store Day release. Jealous Again, $16.99. Black Crowes, Jealous Again. Has Jealous Again, Waiting Guilty, previously unreleased, and Thick and Thin, 12-inch single sort of Black Crowes. That is $16.99. Stephen Bender, M, that's for Metallica, Master of Puppets, sold to Stephen Bender. I got 2 Black Crowes, those are $16.99. Jimmy Ball wants one, and I've got one left now. And Mark Robinson wants one. And I guess we can take a list for those if we need to. Roy Emmons, you're third, which Roy may be a first-time buyer. So, Roy, we just sold out of those. You were third, only had 2. But what we normally do is take a waiting list, because also Jeff McMaster wants one. So we'll put your name down, and we can have more of those in the first of next week, and we'll let you know when they're in. Same thing for Jeff McMaster. If you're good with being on a waiting list, your call. Another Pink Floyd restock. These were in stock, so even though we got tons of them, I started grabbing more of them because you know how it is. $36.99. $36.99. Pink Floyd Animals, $36.99. That is the amazing remaster of that, $36.99. So Roy on a Black Crowes, Jeff McMaster, in case you didn't know, there are a couple Steely Dan AP. I know. Yeah, the Steely Dan later albums are also on Analog Productions. I've got them back ordered. I missed the original shipment. But yes, I will have those in. Those albums they put out in the 90s and 2000s that are pretty much impossible to get. Yes, hopefully we get those soon. Here's an Ultimate Beatles collection. All their #1 hits. $49.99. The Beatles #1s. It's a 2 LP gatefold. It's all of their #1 hits according to the Billboard charts here in the U.S., which is Love Me Do, From Me to You, She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love, Hard Day's Night, I Feel Fine, 8 Days a Week, Ticket to Ride, Help, Yesterday, Day Tripper, We Can Work It Out, Paperback Writer, Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby, Penny Lane, All You Need Is Love, Hello, Goodbye, Lady Madonna, Hey Jude, Get Back, Ballad of John Yoko, Something, Come Together, Let It Be, and Long and Winding Road. What did you find out, Ed?
This is 33, it's just 2 sides.
33.
45 has 4 sides.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, this is just a single. I was wondering why this was just $48.99. This is the 33 RPM because it's just a single disc. If y'all know, the other Analog Productions are normally $69.99 and they're 2 disc $45. This is a single disc 33 RPM. Luke, if you want it, it's yours. If not, it goes to Paul Brothers. But this is the single disc 33 RPM. So, Black Crowes. Black Crowes are great live. I've seen those before. So, Beatles #1s, $49.99. Ennio Morricone, Western Things Collected. Western Things Collected. Now, this is new. This is the limited and numbered on red and silver marbled vinyl. They've actually reissued this one number 803. They've done the Western Collected on colored vinyl. So the first time they put these out, it was on black vinyl. They've done the opposite on this one. Then they've reissued it now on limited and numbered colored vinyl. 1,500 on this one. And they did all the other things too, Psycho, Lounge, etc., etc. This is $44.99. Western Themes Collected. It's also got kind of the revolver on the front, the gun here. It's also like foil. It's very cool. But that is some classic stuff. He's very, you know, things from Once Upon a Time in the West, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars. That is $44.99. Chat after your explanations. I don't like flipping albums every 6 minutes. Okay. Let's see. Paul can have SRV. Thanks for checking. Okay. Sell that to Paul Brothers then. Groovin'. This is MoFi. This is the new release from Mobile Fidelity, which we have had a couple. This is our third restock of it. $59.99, 2 LP. This is 45 RPM. This includes a bonus track that wasn't originally on the album, which is A Beautiful Morning. And those are $59.99. These are also numbered on the back too. They made 5,000 of these. The Young Rascals, Groovin', $59.99, MoFi. I've got 4 of those on hand. Young Rascals, Groovin'. I've got 4 of those left on hand. Speaking of analog, this is More of the Monkeys, $42.99 from the Run Out Groove. Those are $42.99. 2 LP, one has a bonus, so it's the original album, and it has a bonus disc with bonus tracks, $42.99. Highly recommend that. And David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile. David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile is $39.99. This is something that I originally didn't get, and it is $39.99. I lost my train of thought. It's colored vinyl. I was like, I'm missing something. Yeah, Friday Music will reissue this on colored vinyl. $39.99. And Genesis, also a new restock on yellow vinyl, $26.99. And Tillman Smoot, we've got yours pulled, but this is Metallica in the City of Brotherly Love, $49.99, 2 LP colored vinyl. Metallica, $49.99. Sold to Michael Corbel. All right, so quick recap in here. We have Stone Sour, $39.99, tonight only. Metallica, $29.99. Pink Floyd Animals, $36.99. The Beatles #1, $49.99. Ennio Morricone, Western Themes Collected, limited and numbered, is $44.99. The Rascals, Groovin', $59.99. 2 LP, MoFi. More of the Monkeys, don't miss out there, $42.99. David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Stall, Friday Music, colored vinyl, $39.99. And Genesis, A Trick of the Tail. Genesis is $26.99. We're ready for another killer bin of vintage stuff. I've also totally forgot about Cinderella back here, which is sold to Jimmy Ball. Jimmy Ball gets Cinderella for wherever he was at. I think it was $47. Yes, $47, Jimmy Ball, Cinderella. So do you, Jimmy. All right, let me grab another crate over here. Addison's doing alphabetical order. Fantastic. Thanks for your help. You want a free t-shirt? T-shirts are probably about to go up. I'm about to do a price increase on the t-shirts. They're so popular. John Wilson wants a David Lee Roth. John Wilson wants a David Lee Roth. I have one left. Okay, let's go through this crate. Let me show 5 or 10 records, and I'll put up our next auctions. Elvis, Blue Hawaii, $9.99. Any punk rock tonight? Yeah, I've got a few. I got an OG Ramones record we're going to auction off later. Elvis, Blue Hawaii, just $9.99. Louis Armstrong, Les Doziers du Jazz. That sounds like it's French. It is, $19.99. This is a 2 LP, Music for Pleasure. Louis Armstrong. Wayne Heat, first on Elvis, $9.99. So to Wayne Heat. Louis Armstrong. We've got the Best of Louis Armstrong. That is $19.99. Best of Louis Armstrong, $19.99. Which issue of Genesis Trick of that? This is Genesis Trick of the Tail, yellow vinyl, gatefold, $26.99. Yellow vinyl gatefold. It says made in Germany. Genesis, yellow vinyl. That is $26.99. $26.99. So back-to-back Louis Armstrongs. Something Special, the best of Tommy James and the Shondells. That is $19.99. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, 12-inch single, $24.99. Promo, just a regular release. I think it might just be a regular release. Wow, that looks like it's brand new. It's also got some other tracks on it. No, it doesn't. It just has 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 5 versions of I Want to Dance with Somebody on it. Whitney Houston. Lee Ritenour, Rit 2. That is $9.99. The Smithereens, Green Thoughts. Smithereens, Green Thoughts is $24.99. Louis Armstrong, we have, which is a French compilation, Volume 2. And then we have a Best of Louis Armstrong. Best of Louis Armstrong. Richard Allen takes a Genesis. Mike Massey wants a Smithereens. Let me guess, Seth Hack is a no-show. Yeah, Seth is no-show tonight. He went to Mississippi to visit some friends, I think. And right now, here on staff, we got Doug in the back getting caught up on shipping. We sold a lot of stuff last week. He's still here shipping. It's 8:30. And we got Ed, we got Tanner, and we have Addison. That's who helped. That's my help tonight behind me. So April is at, where is she? She's in Florida. She's in Florida at a bachelorette trip or something. Sounded dumb. Jimmy Ball, Mike Massey got the Smithereens. Jimmy Ball was next. Michael Potts was third. And the prices on the Louis Armstrong. Best of Louis Armstrong is $19.99. Don't tell April I said her trip was dumb. And then the other one is $19. These are $19.99 each. Mike Massey says, gift that to Jimmy. I already have it. So give Jimmy Ball the Smithereens. Zach, these are yours if you want them. If not, Chris Kirkley wants the best of Louis. So I'm just going to leave those right up there. I'll let y'all figure that out. AC/DC, Back in Black. Wow, $34.99. Should have put this up for auction. You don't see these near mint very often. This is a nice copy. $34.99. AC/DC, Back in Black. $34.99. Ted Nugent, Weekend Warriors. $14.99. And Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline. $34.99. Marty Ellis on AC/DC. Those are just impossible to find in good condition because they're always so worn out. Zach says, I'll take the best of. Okay, so sell that to Zach. He was first on that. And Marty gets AC/DC. Steven was next, then Jimmy Ball. Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong. So this, I see Blueberry Hill, Rocking Chair. I don't know. This may be like I know it's a comp, but there's some of the other tracks on that. I don't know if you'll want it or not. Who was ever next? Chris Kirkley. Chris, that one's a comp too. It's still available if you want it. George Buchanan wants the Bob Dylan. So did George Buchanan. Let me get a couple auctions rolling back here. I've got some other $1 start stuff. I've got Kiss. And I'm going to put up a Scorpions. Kiss and Scorpions. This is Kiss Love Gun. It's got a corner completely smashed in. It looks like it was a direct hit right on a corner. I did not do that, but that's how we got it. We have, this was not cheap when John Discogs this. This is currently not in stock right now. Like we can't order a Kiss Love Gun. But this is 180 gram, excuse me. This is a 180 gram remaster. It is near mint. It comes with the Kiss Love Gun and the Bang thing. There's the inner sleeve. And it's a 180 gram remaster. It is near mint. Kiss is a $1 start. Kiss is a $1 start. Kiss Love Gun. $1 start on that. This is a 180 gram remaster. Has the Love Gun with it. These aren't cheap though. That's why everybody was snagging up the other Kiss reissues. Kiss, regardless of the pressing, isn't cheap. All right, let me put that up. So that's a $1 start. Lay that right back here. I'll show the Scorpions in just a second. Make sure I hadn't missed anything in the comments. Chris Kirkley said he'll take the other Louis. I got 3 deliveries from Cletco this week. So yeah, the mail's weird. Some people get their order from the past week than the week before. John Wilson's at 10 on Kiss. Is it April's bachelorette party? No, it's not. If it is, she secretly went off and got engaged. Scorpions, Love Drive. Scorpions Love Drive. This is a 1979, no, 1984 UK pressing. 1984 UK pressing of Scorpions Love Drive on the Fame label. This is near mint too. Scorpions Love Drive on Fame, 1984 UK pressing. This is very, very nice too. $1 start. $1 start on the Scorpions Love Drive, 1984 UK pressing. Chris is at 30 on the Kiss. Chris Gornsey is at 30 on the Kiss. Adam Stein's at 31. Let's keep going through this crate. New Riders, The Adventures of Panama Red is $24.99. The Blues Brothers original soundtrack, $24.99. The Blues Brothers original soundtrack. Georgia Satellites is $34.99. That's their self-titled first album. Molly Hatchet, Beating the Odds. Molly Hatchet is $19.99. We have Van Halen, Women and Children First. Van Halen, Women and Children First, $14.99. The inner sleeve for the Scorpions is a plain white, almost feels like wax paper. Kelly Cook is at 10 on Scorpions. Gilbert Garcia is at 15. Adams at 31 on Kiss. Jeffrey Walker, first to Van Halen. Debbie Blair was second. Don Williams, Portrait. Don Williams is $9.99. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. Nazareth is $24.99. Hadn't seen one of those in a while. The Who Are You, is $19.99. And Heart, Greatest Hits Live. It's Greatest Hits and Live Tracks, $29.99. Scorpions, current bid is $15. And Adams at 31 on the Kiss. If you're watching for the first time, you just bid in the comments. Let me know when you're done bidding. Please say Kiss out, or you can keep bidding and say Kiss 35,000. And also, we're also doing these on first come, first serve. So you just comment what you want here. If you're first, if you're watching on your screen, the embedded feed on the right part of your screen, that's the official feed. So whoever's first there, I see the same thing on my monitor. I also see the same thing on my phone, which I can scroll up and from the beginning of the show, as long as I don't accidentally refresh it, and see who's first. So that's the official feed. We got people watching on YouTube, and we got people watching on Facebook. And it's kind of just first come, first serve. Just like this. Paul Brothers was first on Heart. Susie Breedlove was first on Nazareth. Susie's first on Nazareth. Jimmy Ball's at 25 on the Scorpions. Kelly was at 19. Jimmy's at 25. Jimmy Ball was second on Heart. Kelly's out on the Scorpions, and Gilbert's out on the Scorpions as well. Bob Welch, 3 Hearts. Bob Welch is $19.99. Foreigner, Head Games. Foreigner, Head Games is $19.99. And Pat Travers Band Live. Pat Travers Band Live, $19.99. Journey, Evolution. Journey Evolution is $19.99. And Styx, Paradise Theater. This probably, most likely, has an etched B-side. It does. They all do. $19.99 on Styx. Okay, so Scorpions, Jimmy Ball's at 25. This is a 1984 UK pressing. Jimmy Ball's at 25, going once, going twice. And I think Adam is still got Kiss at 31. This is a 180-gram reissue of Kiss Love Gun. Does have a pretty bad mashed corner, but it has the Love Gun insert, inner sleeve, and it's near mint. Currently not, I'm not going to say it's out of print, but right now that record's just not in stock. We can't get that. Greg Baldwin, first on Paradise Theater. So did Greg. Jimmy Ball, you were second. So going twice, going 3 times on both of these auctions. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass. Pete Townsend is $19.99. By the way, Scorpions, the vinyl is near mint pristine. Covers about VG+. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls. Dan Fogelberg is $9.99. That's in shrink wrap. Cheap Trick at Budokan. Let's see if it has the book with it. Cheap Trick at Budokan does have the book with it. $19.99 for Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick at Budokan, $19.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors with the lyric insert, US copy, $34.99. Not a first pressing, but it is absolutely pristine. That is $34.99. And we have City to City, Jerry Rafferty. City to City is $14.99. Several people on Cheap Trick. Debbie Blair was first. Chris Jones was second. And Chris Gleason was third. Debbie Blair gets Cheap Trick. Let's go ahead and sell both of these auctions because Chris says he's out. I hadn't seen any other bids in some time. Adam Stein, you get Love Gun for $31. That's sold to Adam Stein. And Scorpion's Love Drive is sold to Jimmy Ball. And Jimmy, that is sold to you for $25. Seems cheap. It is cheap, $25. Scorpion's Love Drive, $25. Excellent album here. Don't let a Fleetwood Mac Rumors pass you by. And let me grab a couple other new auctions. We have, let's do some check condition stuff, but they're awesome records. Platinum records. The Beatles Revolver. This is a $1 start. It is a VG, has the original capital inner sleeve. The vinyl, though, is a VG. Let's take a look at it. But the good thing is, it's a US OG mono pressing. It actually looks pretty clean for a VG copy, I will say. I'm going to say this looks more like VG Plus. But this is the Beatles Revolver, VG, I'm going to say VG Plus. It is mono. It's a US OG. And the cover, I'm going to have to call it has the original inner sleeve too. The cover, I'll have to call it for sure a VG. And it's got tape. It's got tape along all the seams. And it has some writing on it. Mono. Stephen Bender's at $20. And this is Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. And original inner sleeve. $1 start on this. Also, a pretty clean looking VG copy. VG, I usually say VG Plus when they look like this because they're not bad. This is also $1 start. I always want to read the tracks off side one. Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, and Believer. It's a great side one. Whole album's good though. Ozzy, Diary of a Madman, and the cover is also about a VG on this. You Can't Kill Rock and Roll is a great track. Marty's at 15. So Stephen's at 20, Marty's at 15. Huey Lewis, Sports. Huey Lewis and the News, Sports. That's $19.99. Barry Gardeau is $19.99. Barry from Boston? Boston. Blue Oyster Cult, Agents of Fortune. $19.99. Blue Oyster Cult, Agents of Fortune. Eddie Money, Life for the Taking. Eddie Money is $14.99. Wings, Greatest Hits. Oh my goodness. $24.99. And it feels heavy enough. It does. It has the poster with it. Has the poster with it. Wings Greatest Hits, $24.99, US copy. Robbie takes Barry. Barry sold to Robbie. Ozzy's $15, going once, going twice. The Beatles is $20, going once, going twice. The Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute, is $14.99. REO Speedwagon is $19.99. REO Speedwagon in shrink wrap and hop sticker. Van Halen 2, very nice, US copy, $44.99. Has an original inner sleeve, and I think the vinyl is pristine. It is. It looks like there's a little bit of wear there on the cover. Other than that, very nice, $44.99. I already got 3 copies of Rumors. Yeah, most people do. Two different US pressings, the Palace, the 33, the 45, the Japanese. Eddie Pasir, first 2 Wings. Eddie Pasir gets the Wings. Paul Brothers was next. Mark Robinson, first on the Doobie Brothers. George Buchanan, first on REO. And Jimmy Ball, first on Van Halen. And Eddie McKenna, first on BOC. Wow, that was a lot. Let's go over those again. Eddie Pasir got Wings. Mark Robinson got the Doobies. George Buchanan got REO. Jimmy Ball got Van Halen. Eddie McKenna got BOC. 5 for 5. Michael Church is at 21 on Revolver. Michael Church is at 21 on Revolver. And Ozzy, Diary of a Madman, going twice, going 3 times to Marty Ellis, $15. VG Plus vinyl, and obviously a VG cover. Has some heavy ring wear on it. Stephen Bender's back in at 22 on Revolver. Waylon Jennings, Are You Ready for the Country? Waylon Jennings, $24.99. George Jones, still the same old me. George is $9.99. Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits. Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits is $14.99. Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits. Very minty copy. $14.99 on Seals and Crofts, Greatest Hits. The Cars, Candy-O, $24.99. And Rod Stewart, Tonight I'm Yours. Rod Stewart's $14.99. Jimmy says he already has Van Halen 2. So was anybody back up on that? That's okay. We can put that back. Jimmy Ball. So Van Halen 2 is still available if anybody wants it. Tracks on Waylon. Waylon Jennings, you've got, Are You Ready for the Country? Them Old Love Songs, So Good Woman, Jack of Diamonds, Can't You See, MacArthur Park Revisited, I'll Go Back to Her, A Couple More Years, Old Friend, and Precious Memories. Michael Church is at 23 on Revolver. Jeff McMaster said he will take Van Halen too. So did Jeff McMaster. Stephen Bender's at 24 on Revolver. Let's go ahead and sell Ozzy. Ozzy is sold to Marty Ellis for $15. Marty, you get Ozzy, and Jeff McMaster got Van Halen. Ozzy's $15 to Marty Ellis. Hunter Hayes, Encore. Hunter Hayes is $49.99. Never seen that before. Hunter Hayes, Encore, $49.99. The Dead Kennedys. This is a sealed reissue, $29.99. Dead Kennedys, $29.99. Stephen Bender's at 24 on the Revolver. The Best of the Crusaders is $19.99. And James what? This is James Blood Ulmer, Odyssey, $19.99. I really don't know a lot about that. Bethany Reagan on HH, that's Hunter Hayes, sold to Bethany Reagan. Michael Church says he's out on Revolver, so Stephen has it for 24. Final call on this. Going once, going twice. This is a VG copy, mono of the Beatles Revolver. Mono is the source you want to have that in. That's how it was originally recorded in 65, 66-ish. Hunter Hayes goes that. Let me go back through this crate. I'll read titles. As you can see, there's a Foreigner record. There's still some great stuff in here that you may have overlooked or wasn't paying attention. So let me pull out a couple more things to auction right quick. Let me get something else rolling. I showed this the other night, and I may have showed it late, but this is a Zeppelin. It's an unofficial. It's an interview disc. It's the story of the film Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same. Limited edition interview album. This album does not contain music, and it's not a Swan Song Records release. And it's an interview. It's from 1990, so it's a Zeppelin interview. I'm assuming Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, the band. It's on cool orange wax, and I'm going to put that up for just $1. It's a Led Zeppelin interview on orange wax, the story of the film. So evidently they're talking about Song Remains the Same. So that's a $1 start. How much was Eddie money? I believe it was $14.99. Ron, when I get to it, I'll let you know. The Best of Tommy James and the Shondells, $19.99. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, that was $24.99. Lee Ritenour was $9.99. Ted Nugent, Weekend Warriors, is $14.99. The Adventures of Panama Red is $24.99. The Blues Brothers, original soundtrack recording, that was $24.99. Georgia Satellites, $34.99. And Molly Hatchet, Beating the Odds, $19.99. Don Williams, Portrait, is $9.99. The Who Are You, is $19.99. And Bob Welch, Three Hearts, Bob Welch, $19.99. Foreigner Head Games was $19.99. Pat Travers Live was $19.99. Journey, Evolution, that kind of slipped by, that's $19.99. And Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, $19.99. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, $9.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors was $34.99. Jerry Rafferty, City to City, just $14.99. Huey Lewis, those usually get gone. Sports, $19.99. Eddie Money, Life for the Taking, yeah, $14.99 on that. $14.99 on that. Eddie Money, Life for the Taking, 1978. Eddie Money. George Jones, we had Seals and Croft. The Car is still available. Rod Stewart and Shrink Wrap. Waylon, Dead Kennedys, which I don't think is in stock or in print right now. Crusaders, and the James Blood Ulmer. All right, let's go ahead and sell. Let's go ahead and sell Stephen Bender, the Beatles Revolver, for $24. Sell that to Stephen Bender. Up for bid is a Led Zeppelin unofficial 1990 orange wax interview. It says, the story of the film, Led Zeppelin. Current bid is Axel at $10. And Ron Phillips said he will take the Eddie money. Sell that to Ron Phillips. Tracks on Gary. Gary is the album you want. It has all of his hits on it. Let me get to it, though, George, and I will read that. Jimmy Ball said he will take the Dead Kennedys. And the Jerry Rafferty. Jerry Rafferty. Yes, it has Baker Street, Right Down the Line. Home and Dry is a good song. Stealing Time's good. $14.99. You'll want that. I'm going to go ahead and pull it for you, George. can't say no to that. Mike McGuinness is at 20 on the Led Zeppelin. All right, let me condense this first bin of vintage in with this one, and I'll grab a crate of something. Let's go through a bin of new vinyl from maybe last night. George Buchanan said he would take Jerry Rafferty. Let's go through this bin because it has some good stuff in it. I've seen some interest in some Kiss records, so I definitely need to remind you of a couple things that came back in stock. Yes, that's definitely an unofficial. It's an interview disc, yeah, definitely an unofficial. Led Zeppelin has nothing to do with that. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication is $41.99. Red Hot Chili Peppers, 2 LP, Californication. This is $41.99. $41.99. Kiss, Creatures of the Night, if I can get to it. This came back in stock last week. We sold a ton of them. Kiss, Creatures of the Night, $44.99. Single LP. And as y'all seen before, these were like not cheap. I hadn't checked them recently, but they're not cheap. They wasn't cheap when they came back in stock, I'm sure, since they just pressed the batch, but you might want to grab one of those if you've been on the fence before that happens again. They're $44.99. Led Zeppelin is at $20 with Mike McGuinness. Led Zeppelin's at $20 on Mike McGuinness. Going once, going twice. This is the newest Prince live box set. It is $64.99. 3 LP set. This is from 1985 at the Carrier Dome, Syracuse, New York. This is from the legendary Purple Rain tour. $64.99. It's called Prince Love. 3 LP black vinyl. It also has a book with it. It's got an awesome hop sticker on it. It is $64.99. It's been very popular. Very good reviews too. New Prince live, and it's called Love. 3 LP box. It's from his Purple Rain tour. He's doing hits from that album, Purple Rain, Controversy, and 1999. So that's a must-have if you like Prince. $64.99. I've got 3 left now that Troy Robinson wants one. Kiss, self-titled. Kiss is $33.99. That's their self-titled debut album. That's tough to find a clean OG of. Mike McGuinness is going twice, going 3 times on Led Zeppelin. The orange vinyl 1990 interview disc. Cinderella, live at the Key Club. Cinderella is $29.99, live at the Key Club. And we have The Clash, Combat Rock. This is the only new remaster black vinyl that we can get right now, and it is $28.99. And it recently just came back in stock. The Clash, Combat Rock, $28.99. Fully remastered, it says. Kansas, this is a music on vinyl title. Kansas Leftoverture, just $28.99. That's technically an on-sale price. Blaze Foley, Clay Pigeons, is $28.99. And Peter Gabriel, Melt, his third solo album, half-speed master, $26.99. Roy Edmonds is at $22 on the Led Zeppelin. Roy is in, so Mike, you're now out on that. David Coverdale and Jimmy Page, a new release from Parachute. This is, the best way I understand it, it is a total live rehearsal that they recorded. So it says 1993 tour rehearsal, the studio broadcast. David Coverdale and Jimmy Page. They're doing great songs. They're doing Whitesnake songs, and they're doing Led Zeppelin songs, and some other stuff like Pride and Joy. And then great stuff like Kashmir and Black Dog and Rock and Roll. And then Whitesnake songs like Slide It In and Still of the Night. So In My Time of Dying. That is $44.99. Matt Algram wants a Clash. So to Matt Algram. I now just have one of those left. And Jerry Stone wants the Peter Gabriel Melt solo album. So to Jerry Stone. Roy is at 22 on Led Zeppelin. Mike, let me know if you're in or out. That's going once, going twice to Roy. And that's all that's left in here. One more time. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication, $41.99. Kiss, Creatures of the Night. The Prince box set, 3 LP. Prince box set, 3 LP. That is $64.99. We have Kiss, it's $33.99. Cinderella is $29.99. We have Clash, $28.99. Kansas, Chris Jones wants a Cinderella live at the Key Club. I now have 2 of those left. David Coverdale, Blaze Foley. Kansas, Blaze Foley. And then I got 3 David Coverdale, Jimmy Page. Technically 2 because I'm going to keep one of those. Mike McGuinness is out on Led Zeppelin. So sell that to Roy for $22. Roy, that's officially your first purchase now. So thanks. Make sure you message our page, CollectCo. We need your mailing address and your email address. And Tim Smith wants a Kiss self-titled debut. So to Tim Smith. All righty. Let me grab a couple crates of stuff to be showing next. And we got some great auctions. So I'm going to step away from my dollar start auctions. And I've got some stuff we just picked up recently that I will show now. So let me grab this other crate of vintage over here. Some fantastic. Also tonight we've got more new vinyl, on sale. Probably the last bunch of this week. Well, I probably have more tomorrow because I'll spend time tonight going back through stuff again. And then we'll do probably during part 2 we'll be on Facebook only. Part 2 will be on Facebook only, and I've got another section of half off vintage to go through, and I want to go back through everything we already have. So part 2 will get interesting, especially for a Friday night. There's usually more people watching on part 2 Friday nights than part 1. New vintage arrivals. This is a Cheap Trick 10-inch. It's called Found All the Parts. Cheap Trick, it's a gold stamp promo. That is $19.99. Cheap Trick, Found All the Parts. It says 1976, 77, 78, 79. Johnny Cash, Orange Blossom Special, $14.99. Johnny Cash, Orange Blossom Special. 2i Columbia. 2i Columbia on that. Any Grateful Dead? Well, I really don't know what's in these bins, Roy. The way we do our new vintage arrivals, this is all stuff we've priced in the back. I have no idea what's in here. And then we can check what we have on new vinyl, but far as vintage stuff, we really don't know. Trey Phillips, first to the Cheap Trick. That's sold to Trey Phillips. Kelly Cook was second, and then Kyle Gregory, you were first to Johnny Cash. We got Alice Cooper, Flush the Fashion. Alice Cooper, $26.99 on Flush the Fashion. And we have Johnny Rivers, recorded live, and then some, and I Know You Want to Dance, including Secret Agent Man, $19.99, Johnny Rivers. All right, so let me grab a couple things over here. This should pique some people's interest for sure. The Ramones End of the Century. Ramones End of the Century. We have graded this a VG+. A VG+. Let's take a look at it. Original inner sleeve. This is a $35 start. The Ramones End of the Century. It looks like about a VG+. It's not bad at all. A couple sleeve scuffs and non-feelers. 1980 Sire. It looks like a US OG. And that is Ramones End of the Century. There is the original inner sleeve. And the cover looks very nice. $35 start on that. The Ramones End of the Century. And let me go ahead and have, let's see what we got over here. We got John Prines, we got REM's, Queen's, Bob Seger's, and oh my gosh, this right here, fire up a few people. What? Oh my gosh, what is this? It's a Rush album, and it's pristine. Rush Hemispheres. I haven't had this in some time. I don't even think I have a copy. That's how often we don't see it. Yeah, gatefold, and this is a $35 start. It has the insert with it too. Has the insert with it. This is a $35 start. Very nice. Rush Hemispheres. We sold Aerosmith for $450, Kevin. $450. All right. So Ramones, Trey Phillips is at $35 on the Ramones, and Rush is now up for bid. John Wilson's high bidder at $40. Dwayne Eddy and the Rebels, Go. Dwayne Eddy, $19.99. The Four Tops Greatest Hits. The Four Tops Greatest Hits is $19.99. It's got the original perforated bag it came in it. That usually means these are in nice condition. Well, it is. Four Tops Greatest Hits. I Can't Help Myself. Bernadette. Baby, I Need Your Lovin'. This is some of the greatest music ever recorded. Four Tops, 1999. I Remember You, Frank Ifield. That is $14.99. Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line, $19.99. Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line. Another Columbia 2i stereo, very clean. Has a corner ding. However, we have another Johnny Cash too, The Sound of Johnny Cash. The Sound of Johnny Cash is $19.99. And this is a 6i, very nice. Columbia, and that's also a stereo. Back-to-back Cash. So that's where we're at on that. Yeah, here's about the only thing. The Grateful Dead bin, I don't know if we have much over there. It's on the bottom. I think we emptied it out the other day. The Very Best of the Grateful Dead. This is a pretty new release. This is the only thing we really have on new vinyl. 2 LP, The Very Best of the Grateful Dead is from Friday Music, which means it's probably colored vinyl. And that is $79.99. Steven, let me know which two of those Cash albums you want. And it's your pick. Your pick on those. Oh, man. Let me go ahead and show that. The Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo. The Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo, $34.99. Don't see that too often. Stephen Bender wants Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line. So, George Somers is high bidder right now on the Rush at $45. High bidder on the Rush at $45. Very clean copy. I'm going to say EX plus, near mint minus all the way around. And then Trey Phillips is at $35 on the Ramones. Trey Phillips is at $35 on the Ramones. So Trey, you've got that for $35, going once, going twice. George Somers has the Rush for $45, going once, going twice. Very, very nice copy. Stephen Bender takes I Walk the Line. So The Sound of Johnny Cash is still available, and so is The Byrds. We don't get Sweetheart of the Rodeo too often. The Five Americans, Now and Then. Michael Rabin and the Five Americans, Now and Then, $24.99. Jeff McMaster's at $36 on the Ramones. Blondie, Eat to the Beat. Blondie is $24.99. The Inmates, First Offense. The Inmates is $14.99. Krabby Appleton, Rotten to the Core. Sealed, $34.99. Missing Persons, Spring Session is $24.99. Andy Lewis wants The Sound of Johnny Cash. It's a nice, clean-looking record to be as old as it is. They're usually worn out. The Jags, Evening Standards is $14.99. And the Dave Clark 5. Dave Clark 5 on Crown is $9.99. All right, so we got George Somers is at Rush. George is at $45 on Rush. That is going twice, going 3 times to George. Just $45. And the Ramones, we got Jeff McMaster. Never mind. Trey Phillips is in at $37. So Rush is going twice, going 3 times. And Brian's actually in at $40 on the Ramones. Debbie takes the Dave Clark 5. Any more Ramones? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there's any left in our new vintage crates, and that's the only one I had pulled out to auction. I do have a really cool 103.3 KDF rock sampler that I'm going to put up for auction soon. Devil Woman, Marty Robbins, is $19.99. Kansas Audio Visions. Kansas Audio Visions is $19.99. And More Credence Gold. More Credence Gold is $34.99. Tommy, The Who. This is a Decca pressing with the booklet. $39.99. Decca pressing with the booklet. I think it's very nice too. It is. Very nice Decca pressing with the booklet. $39.99. Tommy, The Who. The Hullabaloos, England's newest singing sensations. $14.99. And Ram Jam. Uh-oh. We don't get this too often. This one's in shrink wrap. Ram Jam, $24.99. Orange label, epic. Ram Jam. Has Black Betty on it. And Ian Hunter, self-titled, $24.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Rush. Hemispheres, George Somers. That's a nice looking copy. That is sold to you for $45. And the current bid on the Ramones is $41 to Trey Phillips. $41 to Trey Phillips. And that is... actually, Trey says I'm out. I have it. Okay, so Brian's at $40 on the Ramones. Brian, you're back in. $40 on the Ramones. Never mind. He just bid $42. Brian, I guess, well, now it's kind of messed up. You're at $40. I mean, and if anybody wants to outbid them, you've got to bid more than $42. How about that? So, Lighthouse, Sunny Days. Lighthouse is $14.99. And we have The Who, Quadrophenia. This is $39.99. That also has the booklet with it too, the Who Quadrophenia. Let me grab something else to put up for auction. I had a really nice copy here of REM. We actually just had one of these that was put back, and this is another copy. This just came in the batch that we sold today. This is a very nice copy of REM Reckoning. It's in shrink wrap. The vinyl is very, very nice. Shrink wrap and hype sticker. REM Reckoning is a $35 start. REM Reckoning, $35 start on that. So, $35 start, REM Reckoning. So Brian he's got the Ramones at 40. If you want to outbid them, you got to bid more than 42. That's going once, going twice. Mama Costs Elliott, make your own kind of music. Mama Costs from the Mamas and Papas is $12.99. Excuse me. Power Slide is $19.99. Power Slide is $19.99. And Keep the Faith. Keep the Faith, Black Oak, Arkansas, $19.99. Grand Funk, we're an American band on the gold vinyl. I don't see anything about stickers being in here with it, but it does have the gold vinyl. That is $34.99, gold or yellow, whichever color you want to call it. Lighthouse Live is $24.99. Thank you, everybody, for the bless you comments. Sherry Darnell takes Ram Jam. I was waiting for that. I was thinking about putting this up for auction, thinking about bringing $40 or $50, but Sherry Darnell gets that for $24.99. All right, let's see where we're at on the Ramones. I think we need to go ahead and sell it to Brian. Brian, we're going to give you the Ramones End of the Century for $40. Sell that to Brian. And then John Wilson is at 35 on REM, and Tyler Browning, you were second. I hadn't scrolled to see if there's any other bids. I went to see Tool live on Bill Street, Memphis, 103 staff at the Animator. Wow. Tool has got, that last concert they played up in Kentucky, it was very expensive. Let's see. Bless you, bless you. Sherry Darnell got Ram Jam. Zach, Ram Jam's already sold. Tyler Browning is at 38 on REM. Tyler Browning is at 38 on REM. Next record is Nilsson Sings Newman. This is on Pickwick. Stereo Review, Record of the Year, 1970, $14.99. Hendry wants Mama Cost. You heading out, Doug?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Everybody's going to be very happy. They've got tracking in their inboxes, right?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
We're going to keep selling records. All right. All right, thank you. Eddie Rabbit's number ones. Doug has stayed late tonight to get caught up on shipping. We think we're caught up. Sometimes we don't know the way our system works. We have to like purge stuff, and it's very complex. But he's got one crate left, but Tanner's going to take care of it before he leaves. We had more customers, individual buyers last week than we have in a long time, which means a lot more shipping. Number of customers is fantastic. A lot of new buyers, but also that means a lot more individual packages going out. So that was it was a lot. What have I missed? The REM that's up for bid. The REM that's up for bid is Tyler Browning's at $38. It's a very nice copy. Cover is in shrink. Hype sticker, the vinyl is EX minimum, probably closer to near mint minus. John didn't put any notes on it, so he would say near mint. That current bid is $38. Then someone asked about missing persons a long time ago. I remember that now, and I didn't I didn't tell the price. Somebody asked about missing persons. It's $24.99, and Ron Phillips said he'll take it if Chris or Bob. So a couple people must have asked about it, Chris or Bob. So y'all let me know the deal on that, Chris or Bob. And Walt Cruz wanted the Jags. I may need to scroll up and see what else I've missed. Cass, Walt Cruz wanted the Jags. Sherry got Ram Jam. Chris Gleason, how much was missing persons? $24.99 is the price. And I guess I missed, did Walt want something? Walt Cruz wanted the Jags. I didn't see that. I still don't see it. So I'm going to give it to him anyway. Walt, if you're watching and that's not right, Jody may be record shopping for you. What happened to it? Jags? That's in here too, isn't it? Jags. That's sold to Walt Cruz. Hendry got Mama Cass. Ron can have missing persons. Okay, Chris is passing. Let's give that to Ron. Was there anybody else that had asked about it after Chris? Bob says Ron can have it. Okay, sell that to Ron Phillips then. I need a Monster energy drink, ice cold. Ed is my man. He's going to be all over it. Tanner, you want a Monster? Addison? Addison's been trying to get me off Monsters for a long time. I'm not listening. Ed, you can have one too if you want it. Ed's probably going to enjoy some coffee later. We got a coffee maker here. I was thinking about making some last night. I didn't leave here last night or this morning until 7:30. It messed me all up. Chris Kirkley said Eddie. Eddie Rabbit number 1 sold to Chris Kirkley. Next is Savoy Brown, Rock and Roll Warriors. Savoy Brown, Rock and Roll Warriors, 1999. A retrospective Linda Ronstadt. I believe this is the greatest Linda Ronstadt comp that they ever made because it has her early stuff and all of her solo hits on it. $22.99. Robert Palmer, Clues. I've never seen this Robert Palmer album before. $19.99. Never seen that. Ozark Mountain Daredevils is $14.99. Sanford and Townsend. Sanford and Townsend is $9.99. The Bellamy Brothers, the 2 and only, that is $9.99. And we got an awesome, The Best of Sam Cooke, Near Men. It's a later reissue. It is $34.99. And a Pointer Sisters, that is Hype Sticker, I Need You, Automatic, and Jump, $9.99. Okay. Did I hear you say Kansas Levitrove is on sale? Yes, we have a Music on Vinyl pressing that's only $28.99. John Burlingame is at $41 on REM. I don't have any talking heads except on new vinyl. Debbie Blair wants LR. LR was Linda Ronstadt, so did Debbie Blair. Let's quickly go back through this bin. I'm just going to read titles. Let me know if you want anything. It's all still available. Alice Cooper, if you want to know price, just let me know. Victor Boynton wants the Pointer Sisters. Is Smoke from a Distant Fire on Sanford Townsend? Good question. I think that's the name of the album, actually. Yes, the first track. That's actually the name of the album, Smoke from a Distant Fire. I have a feeling Tyler's going to want that. $9.99. Going Once, Going Twice. Never mind. Tyler's back in on REM at $42. Alice Cooper, Johnny Rivers, Dwayne Eddy, the Four Tops Greatest Hits, Frank Ifield, the Byrds, the Five Americans, Blondie. Alice Cooper was $26.99. Flush the fashion tray. Blondie, Eat to the Beat, still available. The Inmates, Krabby Appleton, Marty Robbins, Kansas. More Creedence Gold. That's like our third Creedence comp we've had tonight. Creedence made a lot of money off compilations. The Who, Tommy. The Hullabaloos, Ian Hunter. Lighthouse, The Who's Quadrophenia. Power Slide, Black Oak, Arkansas. Grand Funk, Lighthouse Live. Nielsen Sings Newman. Savoy Brown. Robert Palmer, Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Bellamy Brothers, and Best of Sam Cooke. Best of Sam Cooke. Yes, Kansas is still available. I think this is the only one we have left. If I have another one in the bin, I ordered these when they're on sale, but Tommy, if you want it, and then Richard, we will check the K section. If we have another one, I'll honor that same price. Kansas Leftovers for $28.99. We may have more. By the way, this is an awesome Sam Cooke compilation. Bring It On Home, Having a Party, You Send Me, Wonderful World, Chain Gang, Cupid, Twisting the Night Away. Fantastic stuff on there. Price on Krabby Appleton. Krabby Appleton, I don't know a lot about it, but I know it was sealed. It is. It's sealed. It's $34.99. Rotten to the core. It's on Elektra. It's got this embossed Elektra logo down here at the bottom. Greg, that is $34.99. Sealed. Richard, you take it. I'll wait on the next one. I think we got 2. Did we have another one? No other Kansas? No other Kansas. Okay, that's the only one. So who does this go to? Richard Allen. Okay. Tyler Browning is at 44 on REM. Josh Duvall said he will take the Byrds. Where's my monster? Wow, y'all were sneaky. Y'all put that right behind me. Greg Butler takes Krabby. What the cat dragged in. I do not have that. John Burlingame is at 45 on REM. Poison Stuff Hadn't been able to get a lot of it lately. New or vintage. New or vintage. All right, let's go through this bin. What is this? Let's go through this bin very quickly. Very quick bin of new vinyl. Sam Cooke Lindy is $34.99. Yes, Tyler, we got you down for Sanford Townsend. Yes, we got it. Quick bin of new vinyl. Flaming Groovies, Shake Some Action, $31.99. Flaming Groovies. AC/DC, Blow Up Your Video, $28.99. Current bid on REM is $45. Tyler, ball's back in your court. Reckoning. Metallica, Master of Puppets. Metallica, Master of Puppets is $29.99. Sabotage. Sabotage is Power of the Night, $37.99. Kiss, Lick It Up. Kiss, Lick It Up is $33.99. We got several copies of that. That was part of that new Kiss restock that came back in. Golden Earring, Moontan. Golden Earring is $44.99. So far, the best of Sinead O'Connor. That is a 2 LP on clear vinyl, $34.99. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. That is $38.99. Michael Jackson, Thriller, $28.99. That's a black vinyl gatefold. Yes, 9012 Live, the solos. That's a music on vinyl, limited and numbered on silver vinyl, $39.99. What I'd Say, Ray Charles, mono pressing, music on vinyl, $39.99. Nine Ice Kills, The Predator Becomes the Prey. Nine Ice Kills is $29.99. Nirvana, the Black Album, which is kind of like a greatest hits, $36.99. Matt Algram wants a Sinead O'Connor. I've got more of those if anybody else wants one. Forrest Gump soundtrack. This is not the music on vinyl. This is a new pressing they just did on the Sony label, $36.99. Still 2 LP with all the songs. Corrosion of Conformity, Wise Blood, 2 LP, music on vinyl, $46.99. Corrosion of Conformity, Wise Blood. Elf, Carolina County Ball, $38.99. John Burlingame's out on REM. Tyler was at $46. And we have Genesis, We Can't Dance, last copy of Genesis, $41.99. Also last copy of Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Last copy of Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, $41.99. Rob Zombie Live, double picture disc, $59.99. That's called Spook Show. And Kanye West, new album, Donda, which is a 4 LP, completely black. There's no writing on it whatsoever. It is $64.99. Kanye West, Donda, $64.99. I don't have any more Caius, I don't think. Not that I'm aware of, Luke. I will be on the lookout. And Walt Cruz takes the Flaming Groovies. Sold to Walt Cruz. All right, let me grab the next bin of vintage. What time is it? 9:09. I'm going to try to go through this next bin of vintage. Jerry Stone wants a Ray Charles, music on vinyl. That has some of his awesome early stuff on it, by the way. What I'd Say is on there. That's very good stuff. We do have more Caius. I've got Caius Blues for the Red Sun. Caius Blues for the Red Sun, $26.99. Caius Blues for the Red Sun, $26.99. Any more Kiss Millennium? No, we have those back ordered. We're waiting for those to come in. REM is sold to Tyler Browning for $46. The Reckoning is sold to Tyler Browning. And we are waiting for Kiss Millennium to come in. Jason Kenton takes a Caius. And Luke, let me know if you want one as well. Luke said sold. Both Caius sold. If y'all are interested in more of their stuff, I will check their catalog. If anybody else wants another copy of that, I will try to see if they're in stock. Okay, it's 9:10. I think I can go through this next bin of vintage in 20 minutes. I'm going to stop at 9:30 regardless where we're at. We'll come back for 10, part 2, Facebook only. And part 2 is mostly going to be recap and on sale. Y'all's favorite words. Right, Tanner?
Oh, yeah.
They love on sale. I do too, because that means we're moving merchandise. That's my job, to move merchandise. This is a good bin. You want to make sure you are paying attention. Let me take a drink of Monster. This has some awesome, this is mostly from that stuff we just bought today. Awesome classic rock stuff. I'm about to also get back on the road and start buying some collections. We still got about half of Kevin's collection, probably most of the beefy part of the inventory, you know, like just standard classic rock, but probably starting next week, you're going to hear me saying I'm traveling a lot more. I really hadn't gone anywhere in 2 weeks since we bought Kevin's collection. But it's about time to go out and find some grails. I might have to do some serious traveling, but we got to go out and find some gems. I'm probably going to be advertising soon, and then I'll be on the road, and we'll be bringing in some awesome collections. It'll start rolling in again. So we probably could have bought a bunch of stuff these past 2 weeks, but we've been so overwhelmed trying to reduce inventory. We have all this stuff in the back we've never sold. So yes, I'll put Motorhead on sale in part 2. Derek, you put Louis. I don't know if that was an autocorrect for something, but let me know. Excuse me for a second. Need more 90s and 2000s. I know. There's no telling where I'm going to have to go to buy them. There's not a lot of people selling it, you know. Derek Hartman wants a Caius. All right, I will put your name on a list to see if I can get you a copy of that. Write down what the name of that album was. Please, Tanner. I'll be doing a lot of new vinyl ordering tonight. All right, let's go. Bob Seger, Night Moves. VG Plus 1999. Jerry, we did not have a copy of Oasis in, but they were still in stock. So they will be back in next week. Oasis definitely maybe. Those will be back in next week. Bob Seger is a VG Plus. Is this a check condition bin? This is all check condition stuff. Check condition. Night Moves is a VG Plus 1999. Yeah, really good records are getting harder and harder to find. 90s and 2000s. Prices still keep going up and up. Alice in Chains stuff is just crazy expensive right now. I mean, people are even paying crazy money for bootlegs on a lot of this stuff. So it's just an unbelievable market right now. But that also means a lot of people's willing to sell. A lot of people also selling because they know how expensive it's got. David Allan Coe, Human Emotions. This is a VG Plus $24.99. You are down, Jerry. I remember typing you in the spreadsheet. Plus, I ordered 2 copies, one for you and one to sell. David Allan Coe is a VG Plus $24.99. Pat Benatar is EX $12.99. Pat Benatar is EX $12.99. And this is Led Zeppelin 4, a VG copy, $14.99. VG copy, $14.99. 9 Lives will be next week. 9 Lives, actually, let me do this very quickly, but let me show y'all a few things. This is our group. First, make sure you're in our group. It's called Whole Lotta Records, but let me do a couple announcements. Dazed and Confused, Volume 2 is coming back in. Aerosmith 9 Lives, Tool Undertow. This is all stuff coming next week. Dazed and Confused, Aerosmith, Tool's coming next week. Dire Straits, that comes out next month. Tool Lollapalooza will be in next week. The rest of the Queen box sets will be in next week. Dio Holy Diver, that comes out in July. So does Neil Young's new album. There's our t-shirts. Big Blondie box set on pre-order. Third Eye Blind comes out in July. That Elvis Costello comes out in July. I don't think I'm going to get any of those Jeff Becks, so if you ordered one of those, I don't think I'm going to get any. Motley Crue comes out in July. So does the Judds and Sponge and Tommy and Jack White's album and Black Oak, Arkansas. Richie Sambora, those actually may be in next week. And Rock Ballads Collected for sure. There's a lot of people who have this pre-ordered. Rock Ballads Collected, music on vinyl. Those will be in next week. Those will be in next week, just FYI. And Beastie Boys next month, Cake next month, House of Pain next month. These Mo-Fi are due out in November. I think Eddie Vedder, Suicidal Tendencies, Slipknot, and what else? A lot of that other stuff, that's all due out next month. So just a quick update. That's our group. It's called Whole Lotta Records. Make sure you're in it. And we post pre-orders in there. So, okay, Bad Company, Straight Shooter. Bad Company is EX $17.99. David Bowie, Pinups. David Bowie is a VG copy, $19.99. Let's see if it's orange. It is, orange label. It's a VG copy, though. It has a couple ugly-looking marks on it. That is a VG copy, $19.99. So a lot of times when I get news that a restock is coming in, like Tool Undertow. Tool Undertow, is this a putback or... Okay, so Tanner handed me this. It's a putback, but we also have a billion of them in stock. This is Fleetwood Mac Rumors 2LP 45 RPM Palace pressings. Those are $59.99 if you want one. The Outlaws is EX $22.99. Willie Nelson, the Redheaded Stranger. VG Plus $19.99. Has the Grammy hype sticker on it. That's a VG Plus $19.99. Scandal featuring Patti Smythe, VG Plus $14.99. Eric Clapton Slow Hand. Eric Clapton Slow Hand is a VG copy $14.99. George Jones Greatest Hits. George Jones Greatest Hits is a VG Plus $14.99. Bob Seger The Distance, VG Plus $19.99. Journey. Journey is a VG Plus $14.99. Infinity. Journey Infinity. And The Pretenders. The Pretenders is self-titled. EX $17.99. The Sticks. I always want to call them The Sticks. It's just Sticks. That's a VG Plus $14.99. And that's Pieces of 8. Brianne Denny Meadows first on George Jones. Bill Fratsky on Scandal. We have Stephen Bender on Eric Clapton, Slow Hand, and Riley Biddingfield also on George Jones. Riley, you were second on George Jones. Brianne had just beat you to it. Journey, The Pretenders, Sticks, Steve Miller Band, The Joker. Steve Miller Band is a VG copy, $9.99. Boston, self-titled, is a VG Plus $24.99. Jeffrey Walker on The Pretenders. Jeff Beck. The Jeff Beck was Truth. They had pressed more of the 2LP45 MoFi, and we were supposed to get them, and I didn't get my order in quick enough. They already got all snatched up. So if you had ordered one of those from us, you're probably not going to get it. The Willie was Redheaded Stranger in shrink wrap. Ron Phillips wants the Boston, self-titled Boston. Where are you, Boston? There's Boston. Jeffrey Walker got The Pretenders. Bob Dylan, the Free Willin' Bob Dylan, EX $32.99. Let's see what label this is on. It's on the red reissue label, EX $32.99. Bob Dylan stuff, though, especially this one. It's not OG. Bobby Gentry, the Delta Sweetie, VG Plus $34.99. Styx, The Grand Illusion, is a VG copy, $9.99. Loverboy. Loverboy is a VG copy, $9.99. By the way, this album, the right variant of this album can be worth thousands of dollars. That's why John Young got so excited, right, John? But the right variant of this album can be, there's something about I can't tell you all the specifics, but Heritage had one not too long ago that sold for what? Like almost 10,000 or something. But yeah, the right variant of this album can be way up there in the thousands. So anytime you see a copy of that, you might want to examine it closely. Sherry Darnell on Steve Miller Band. That was The Joker. I was about to say, we don't get that one too often. Sherry on Steve Miller Band. Tim Smith wants Styx Grand Illusion. Styx Grand Illusion. What else? We have, I've got Facebook things. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Where did we get to? Bob Dylan, and we have Asia. I've never seen one with the hype sticker. Asia is Jeff Downs, Steve Howe, Carl Palmer, and John Wetton. I've never seen that before. EX $17.99. I bet this is like a first inner sleeve. I don't know if I've seen one with an inner sleeve before. Huh. Or at least a custom inner sleeve. EX $17.99. EX, good question. Good timing. EX is better than VG Plus, less than, better than VG Plus and less than, what's going on? I got a spammer. Who's the spammer? All right, Tanner's already took care of it. Okay. Chris Gleason wants to Asia. Here's the grading scale according to what we call the gold mine standard. It's VG minus, which you usually don't see too often. We don't put out a lot of VG minus stuff unless it's something highly desirable. Then you got VG, VG plus, and then EX. An EX record in our check condition bin, that means it's probably one scuff away from being near mint. Like this right here has a scuff on it. A non-feeler, probably non-audible. But if that wasn't on there, it would be near mint. So, and plus, like 80s records, we allow, you know, like sometimes you can have a near mint record from the 60s that has a scuff on it. It was probably that way when it was manufactured. So we're kind of more tight on these later ones. So if it's like a scuff, we knock it down to EX like this. So That is sold to Chris Gleason. EX, and that's what we call the Goldmine standard. Goldmine was a record magazine, and they've eventually came out with a price guide that people's been using for years. They don't really use it anymore. It's kind of obsolete, but their record definition, grading definitions, people still use. Eddie Money. Eddie Money is a VG Plus, $9.99. VG Plus, $9.99. Toto 4. Toto 4 is a VG Plus, $14.99. And Donnie Iris, Back on the Streets. VG copy, $9.99. That has a Leah on it. So EX is very close to near mint minus. If these other crates we go through, it's if you don't hear me say the condition, then we pretty much think it's EX plus to near mint minus. And visually, they still may have a scuff, but we kind of are saying that they're going to sound EX plus or near mint minus. Some of them may not look that way, but based on our visual judgment, they're going to sound that way. Of course, everything we guarantee. Most people are pretty happy with what they get from us. I'd say 99% people are happy. John Wilson gets Eddie Money. Marilyn Brown gets Toto. Especially after people get to use. We have some first-time customers that buy our check condition bin, and then they kind of, they're like, oh, what is this? And then they buy a near mint record from us, and then I have to explain to them, you know, what's going on. So, David Allen Coe. It's been a long time though. We haven't had any returns for condition in a long time. Knock on wood. I've got something to say. David Allen Coe. VG Plus, $24.99. Yeah, I'd say they're still making Goldmine record price guides, but they've never really been good at being an accurate price guide. They're more just for informational purposes. If you want to know what a record's worth, look it up on Discogs or eBay. Don't look in any kind of price guide. Aerosmith Rocks. Aerosmith Rocks is a VG Plus, $19.99. Aerosmith Toys in the Attic is a VG Plus, $19.99. ELO Face the Music. ELO Face the Music, VG Plus, $14.99. And The Who Face Dances. The Who Face Dances is a VG Plus, $14.99. Hank Williams Jr. Rowdy is a VG Plus, $14.99. Donnie Iris has Ali on it. It does. Fantastic song. Jeff McMaster wants Toys in the Attic. Sold to Jeff McMaster. Neil Young, everybody knows This Is Nowhere, is a VG Plus, $24.99. Gatefold pressing. That looks very nice. VG Plus, nice cover. Neil Young. Trey Phillips wants ELO. That was Face the Music. Sold to Trey Phillips and Riley Bendingfield. You got one that time, Riley, on Hank Jr. If that's your first time purchase with us, thank you, and make sure you message our page. Thank you, and make sure you message our page. We need a message from you that has your email address and your mailing address. We're having a sale tonight. We're about to pause and have a part 2 from probably 10 till 11:30 or 12, and then we have another show tomorrow night, also 7 to midnight. So, and that'll be our last sale. $7 unlimited shipping. $7 unlimited shipping. Neil Young. We have Journey Departure. Journey Departure is a VG Plus, $14.99. Yeah, Pop Psych's good too. Pop Psych is good for really rare stuff, but also you want to make sure you check the dates, because if you have a record that sold for $800 in 2012 and one hadn't sold for then, it may have lost half its value, or it may have tripled. So also be sure you pay attention to that. Some people have there's a lot of doo-wop and 50s rock and roll records that have lost a lot of value that used to be really rare, like Buddy Holly stuff. And some of it's gone up, but some of it's lost a lot of value. So just FYI. Neil Young is VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. It seems like most people are using eBay and Discogs now. I really didn't start using Discogs about a year ago. Never really did like it, but I've come around to it. Neil Young is a VG Plus, $24.99. Ron Phillips wants The Journey, sold to Ron Phillips. Next is Jailbreak, Thin Lizzy. Wow, hadn't seen one of these in a while. An OG, that is. That's a VG Plus, $24.99. Jailbreak has The Boys Are Back in Town and Jailbreak on it, and Emerald. Joe Barrios takes the Neil Young. And Jerry Jeff, Contrary to Ordinary. Jerry Jeff is a VG Plus, $14.99. And Jerry Jeff, A Man Must Carry On. Jerry Jeff is a VG Plus, $19.99. Jeff McMaster, First to Thin Lizzy. So in record pricing, there's a lot of stuff that people think are still valuable that's not as much anymore. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's gone down. No one of 10 years ago would have thought 90s records would be bringing what they are. I mean, 10 years ago, Alice in Chains and Soundgarden stuff was probably not even all that desirable compared to what it is now. Jerry Jeff Walker is a VG Plus $14.99, especially 20 years ago. 20 years ago, the market was completely different. David Allan Coe, the Mysterious Rhinestone Cowboy. I don't see that one too often. David Allan Coe EX $32.99. $32.99. Boss Stevie Ray Vaughan, Carnegie. Thank you, John. Okay, you've bought from us before. That's great. So Thin Lizzy went to Jeff McMaster. Larry, you were second, and Greg Preston, you were third. Jefferson Starship Freedom at .0 is EX $17.99. And the Who's Next is a VG $9.99. The Who's Next. This is an MCA reissue. The Who's Next. Pretty clean looking VG. That is $9.99. And Waylon Jennings this time. Waylon Jennings is a VG Plus $19.99. Supertramp. This is a live Supertramp. It's called Paris. EX $32.99. Supertramp Paris. EX $32.99. Let's stop on ZZ Top for right now. ZZ Top is an EX $24.99. ZZ Top Eliminator. We're going to pause because first Larry wants Supertramp. As y'all know, I get hungry very easily. I haven't ate a lot today. So, I've got to find food, right, Tanner?
Yep.
I've got to find food. I've got to probably get another energy drink in me, and we're going to have an awesome part 2. John Wilson gets ZZ Top. I really encourage y'all, and I hope that you come back. It is 9:28. I want to see y'all back. I need to see you back in 30 minutes at 10 o'clock Central Time, right here. We're not going to be on YouTube, though. You can only find us on Facebook. I'm going to be only streaming on my mobile device, my phone, and I'm going to be walking around. We're going to recap this spin. Looks like I got about 20 more records to show. I think I've got one more crate of vintage, and then we'll do a recap. Then I've got on sale new vinyl, and I've got half off vintage vinyl on the back. Y'all don't want to miss either one of those, especially the new and definitely the vintage half off. So that is in 30 minutes. It's 9:29. If you hadn't watched in a long time or you're watching for the first time, make sure you've liked our page or you've subscribed to us on YouTube. That way you get notifications when we go live, which will be in 30 minutes. I try to start right at 10. Sometimes I'm 1 minute early. Most of the times I'm 3 minutes late. And we'll sell records for the rest of the night. $7 unlimited shipping. If you can't come back for part 2, we'll be back Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Saturday night at 7 o'clock. But you need to come back for part 2 tonight in 30 minutes. I will see you then.